Ugly Love. I just finished this book last night and I am so excited to do another book review for you. Hey, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am back with another book review, and yes, from the author I have been doing lately is Colleen Hoover. I just read her Ugly Love book, and I am so excited to talk about it with you today. So let's get started. This book was published in 2014. It is a romance novel, and it follows the two characters, Tate Collins and Miles Archer. Tate Collins is a nurse who just moved from San Diego to San Francisco to move in with her older brother while she is going to nursing school and working as a full-time nurse at the hospital, so she is very busy. When she gets to San Francisco to move in with her brother, he is gone because he is a pilot. His name is Corbin, and he is a pilot, and he is gone. So when she gets there, one of the first people she meets is Cap, who's an elderly man who works the elevator. Then she gets off of the elevator, gets to the apartment door, and that is when she meets the other main character, who is Miles Archer. Miles is extremely intoxicated when she first meets him, and so it's a little bit embarrassing for Miles, but she allows him into the apartment with her brother's permission, kind of takes care of him through the night. He kind of breaks down, ends up crying, is devastated by a past relationship. He just keeps saying, "I'm sorry, Rachel," and so you kind of meet Miles that way. So she moves into San Francisco with her brother Corbin, who is older. Corbin knows Miles, who lives across the hall from him, because they're all pilots. So Miles is a pilot, Corbin is a pilot, then they also have Ian and Dylan, who are also pilots, and they kind of have game nights on Thursdays where they all meet up and do game nights. So they obviously have a mutual attraction for each other, and when Miles goes home with Corbin and Tate to their family's home for Thanksgiving, he finally fesses up to this mutual attraction to her, but tells her that he can't have any more. And she decides that she's okay with that because she's really busy with work and school, so she doesn't have time for a relationship either. So they decide to get into an agreement of having a relationship just based on intimacy, and that is it. Miles sets two rules for their little agreement that they have going on, and that is, one, never ask about his past. Obviously, he has had some skeletons in his closet that have made him kind of jaded for the future, and you will uncover those secrets in the book, but he doesn't like to talk about his past, so that is his number one rule. Then his second rule is that he doesn't want Tate to expect anything in the future. He cannot give her love. He cannot give her a relationship. This is just intimacy. And you will also learn why he feels that way in the book as well. I was going to do this book review with November 9th too, because I know November 9th is not like a sequel to the book, but I do know that Tate and Miles are both mentioned in that book. So I was going to do a conjoined review, but I decided that since I just finished this last night, that I really wanted to get on here and just talk about it while I had all of the events still fresh in my memories. So they have the two rules in place, and you will start going through the book, and Tate keeps convincing herself that she can stick to these rules. So the book is all about their agreement and if they can stick to the rules. But they will quickly learn that hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, and love gets ugly. So I enjoyed this book. I will say that Confess is still my favorite Colleen Hoover book, but this one was good. If I rated this out of 5 stars, I would probably give it, I'm probably going to give it like a 3.5 star or like a 4-star rating, simply because the tragic events that happened in this book, I was like, no, I don't want to read this. This is sad. And that's just my own personal views on it. I just felt like I didn't like the devastating past. So that's the only reason why it would get lower stars. Plus, they built that devastating past up throughout the whole entire book, that then when you finally get past that, there's just a little bit left. And it's like, I would have liked more of the ending. I would have liked to know more of the ending, I guess. So that is why I give it kind of a lower rating. I still love Colleen Hoover. I still loved this book, and I'd love to see it become a movie. I saw that there was going to be a movie, but then it was canceled. I wish somebody else would pick it back up. I think all of Colleen Hoover's books would be amazing as movies. But yes, that would be my rating on this. Okay, now that we have kind of talked about it, I am also going to dive a little deeper. This is where, if you have not read the Ugly Love book, get out of my video, because we are going to have a few spoilers. Okay guys, let's get into the spoilers now. We are going to dive deep into this book. I already kind of give you guys like a rough draft of what this book is about, but now we're going to dive deep. The book talks about Tate, and it comes in Tate's views, and then in Colleen Hoover style, then she does do Miles' views. But only in this book, instead of it being Miles in the present day, it's Miles' view 6 years earlier, prior to meeting Tate, and what he experienced. So it goes through and has little bleeps of his life at, I think 18 he was, and what kind of have led up to him being so hard. Like, he's got such a hard exterior. He doesn't like to talk about himself. He doesn't like to answer questions. He's kind of a jerk, to be honest. So you kind of get to learn about what's going on with him. As it got closer and closer to leading up to what happened, I did figure out that there was going to be some sort of accident. And I hated it. I hated the accident. Like, you have him falling in love with this high school sweetheart. Her name is Rachel. He falls in love with her. She ends up getting pregnant. They end up moving in together. They're very happy. They end up having a baby, a healthy baby. Everything is good and glory. And then they get in a car accident. And it just will haunt me. I had to kind of speed read so I couldn't feel the emotions. I don't like sad stuff like this, and that's the only thing, is I did not like this tragic story of what happened, where they got in a car accident, they went off the bridge, they were in the water, and they were unable to save everybody. Like, that was super tragic for me to read it, and I did not like that part of the book whatsoever. But I did like that he was able to work through his past. He ended up going and finding Rachel 6 years later, and talking about her, seeing that she's okay, so that he could actually move on with his life and be with Tate. And so you go through the entire book with him fighting the love with Tate. You can tell that Tate has already broken the rules. She's absolutely in love with him. She's hoping for a future. And then at the end of the book, she finally says goodbye to him. He goes and finds Rachel, makes sure that it's okay, that he can move on, kind of gets like what he needs from visiting her, and then he's able to move on with Tate. But another thing that I kind of wish about this book is, like, the whole entire book leads up to this moment of finding out what actually tragically happened to Miles. And then the very end of the book, you only get like 2 chapters where he gets to be happy with Tate. And I would have liked a little bit more of that. I think it would have been better if we could have built their relationship, not just skipped 6 months into their relationship. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I don't know. So, Ugly Love, do I recommend it? Yes, I do. Be prepared. You're gonna want to cry when you read the book. But it's good. So my next book is going to be November 9th, and I will review that one for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. If you did, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, click that subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified when I post my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!